What if I told you the number on your blood pressure cuff isn't the strongest predictor of how long you'll live? Could a single, overlooked habit unlock years of vibrant health after 60? Imagine discovering a secret your doctor never mentioned, one that could add life to your years, not just years to your life. Hello everyone, welcome back to Senior Health Essentials, your go-to channel for practical, science-backed tips to help us all live longer, feel stronger, and stay sharp through our golden years. For over 3 decades, I've dedicated my career to helping seniors reclaim their vitality, and I've seen firsthand how easily we miss the real keys to healthy aging. Today, I want to share with you a hidden secret that goes beyond cholesterol numbers, fitness trackers, and the usual lab results. You see, many people assume that living longer is all about controlling blood pressure or maintaining a strict diet. But what I've discovered through thousands of patient consultations and decades of research is that true longevity often hinges on something far more fundamental and far more neglected by both seniors and their doctors. Before we dive in, let me ask, have you ever watched a loved one, someone who seemed perfectly healthy, slowly lose their spark before they hit 82? It's heartbreaking, isn't it? They weren't felled by a heart attack or a sudden illness. Their life force simply slipped away, almost imperceptibly, like a candle burning down to its last flicker. That slow fade is what I'm here to help you avoid. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal why this hidden factor is arguably the single most powerful predictor of not just how long you'll live, but how well you'll live. You won't need fancy medication, exhausting workouts, or restrictive diets. Instead, you'll learn how to tap into a resource you already possess, one that's been quietly waiting to be reawakened. Let me be clear, this isn't a gimmick or a quick fix. It's a simple, but profound, shift in how you connect with your own body. And if you're thinking, I've tried everything and nothing new works, I urge you to stay with me. Because this insight could upend everything you thought you knew about aging. Now, if you're committed to thriving, truly thriving, beyond your 60s and 70s, here's what I want you to do right now. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon. That way, you'll never miss the critical health strategies I share each week, strategies designed to keep you strong, sharp, and independent well into your 90s. And if you're as excited about this message as I am, type 1 in the comments below. If there's something you'd like me to clarify, type 0. Your feedback helps me serve you better. Think of this video as your roadmap to reclaiming more than just good lab results. You deserve days filled with energy, nights of restful sleep, and the confidence to enjoy the things you love. Today, I'm going to walk you through the first step on that journey, the one most people overlook entirely. Let's begin by uncovering the silent epidemic that's stealing vitality from seniors everywhere. It's not visible in blood tests, and most doctors don't even ask about it. Yet, its impact can be as devastating as any chronic illness. By understanding and addressing this hidden key, you'll empower yourself to add vibrancy to every year ahead. So stay tuned, because in just a moment, we'll dive into what I call the foundation of human vitality, and how reconnecting with it can transform your health from the inside out. In our next segment, I'll show you exactly how this one practice can unleash a cascade of benefits for your mind, body, and spirit. You won't believe how quickly you start to feel the difference. Ready to reclaim your life force? Let's get started. Have you ever noticed how, as we age, life sometimes seems to shrink? Activities we once enjoyed, the laughter of a dance floor, the warmth of a loving touch, can begin to feel distant, as if tucked away behind a glass wall. Many seniors I meet describe a quiet sadness, a sense that the world around them has grown colder, smaller, less vibrant. Today, I want to shine a light on what I call the silent epidemic of disconnection, a phenomenon that quietly steals vitality from so many good people. 1. The withdrawal from intimacy. Society often whispers to us that physical pleasure is reserved for the young. We internalize messages like, "I'm too old for that now," or "that part of life is behind me." So, bit by bit, we close ourselves off. We stop holding hands with our partner, shy away from affectionate hugs, or avoid even thinking about our own body's needs. The result? A creeping isolation from the very sensations that once made us feel alive. Illustrative question. Think back to a time when a simple touch, a hand on your shoulder, a gentle caress, made you feel connected and joyous. Why do we let that slip away simply because of a birthday? 2. How disconnection harms the body. The truth is, abandoning intimacy isn't just an emotional loss, it's a physiological one. When we withdraw from physical pleasure, blood flow slows to vital organs. Imagine a garden hose that hasn't been turned on in months. The pipes stiffen, and the water pressure weakens. In the body, that pressure is life-giving oxygen and nutrients that keep tissues healthy. Neural pathways atrophy. Our brains are wired for pleasure. Regular stimulation strengthens connections. Without it, those pathways literally begin to dull, like a well-worn path that, when unused, grows over with weeds. Hormonal balance falters. Intimacy triggers a dance of hormones, endorphins that lift our mood, oxytocin that binds us to loved ones, and even gentle surges of testosterone that help maintain muscle and bone strength. Lose that rhythm, and immunity can wane, leaving you more susceptible to illness. Studies show that seniors who maintain regular physical intimacy have up to a 30% lower risk of chronic conditions like heart disease and depression. This isn't conjecture. It's biology speaking loud and clear. 3. The cost of neglecting pleasure. When pleasure is dismissed, the consequences ripple through every system. Heart and circulation. Reduced stimulation makes the heart work harder, increasing fatigue. Brain health. Without pleasure's natural workouts, memory and executive functions can slow down. Emotional resilience. A life without joyful touch often leads to mood decline and social withdrawal, a setup for loneliness and depression. I once worked with Helen, a vibrant spirit in her early 70s who believed she was too old for intimacy after her husband passed away. Over time, she became withdrawn, her energy drained. When we gently reintroduced self-affirming touch exercises, simple hand-over-heart meditations and self-massage, her sleep improved, her smiles returned, and she even started volunteering again at her local community garden. 4. Rediscovering the vital role of intimacy. Physical pleasure isn't frivolous. It's a pillar of vitality. It reminds us that our bodies are alive, capable, and deserving of care. When we reawaken those sensations, remarkable transformations occur. Memory boost. Pleasure stimulates multiple brain regions, sharpening recall and mental agility. Emotional lift. Endorphins flood in, reducing stress, improving sleep quality, and fostering a positive outlook. Social connection. Feeling good in your body translates to feeling good around others, strengthening bonds and purpose. What if reclaiming pleasure could be the missing link between a life of mere existence and one of thriving joy? Would you give yourself permission to explore it again? 5. The path forward. Breaking free from this silent epidemic starts with small, intentional steps. Acknowledge the need. Admit that desire and pleasure are lifelong rights, not privileges of youth. Create safe spaces. Find a comfortable spot at home where you feel private and relaxed. Soft lighting, cozy blankets, anything that tells your body, this is a place for pleasure. Gentle exploration. Begin with simple, curiosity-driven touch. Notice sensations without judgment. A warm bath, a soft brush across the skin, even mindful breathing can rekindle awareness. Build consistency. Aim for brief, regular sessions, 2 or 3 times a week, just like a gentle workout for your body and brain. Celebrate progress. Every spark of sensation is a victory. Honor it by reconnecting with physical pleasure. You're not chasing fleeting thrills. You're reclaiming a core aspect of human health. It steals back the years that disconnection would have quietly taken away. In our next segment, we'll explore the surprising ways solo self-care can supercharge your brain and body even if you don't have a partner. So stay with me. You have nothing to lose and a vibrant life to gain. Welcome back. In our last segment, we uncovered how disconnecting from physical pleasure quietly erodes vitality. Now, let's explore a perhaps surprising but powerful pillar of healthy aging: masturbation after 60. Yes, you heard that right. Solo sexual expression isn't merely a personal indulgence. It's a cornerstone of longevity and well-being. Clinical observations. In my 30 years of practice, I've witnessed transformative changes in patients who maintain this connection. Take Robert, a 68-year-old retiree who felt his energy slipping away. After I encouraged him to prioritize self-pleasure, just a few minutes, 2 to 3 times per week, he reported better sleep, brighter moods, and even dropped 5 pounds without changing his diet. That's not an isolated case. Seniors who embrace masturbation consistently show improved resilience, both physically and mentally. Enhanced circulation. Biology is on our side here. When you engage in self-stimulation, blood flow surges through the body. Your brain, heart, and extremities all receive a natural boost of oxygen and nutrients. Imagine your circulatory system as a network of highways. Regular traffic keeps the roads smooth and obstacle-free. Without it, vessels can stiffen, leading to fatigue and slower healing. By contrast, that fresh circulation fights off inflammation and supports organ function, endorphins, and stress relief. Next comes the feel-good chemistry. Masturbation triggers a flood of endorphins, our body's own painkillers and mood elevators. These neurochemicals lower stress hormones like cortisol, helping you unwind more deeply at night. I often hear from patients that after a self-care session, they drift into one of their best night sleeps in years. Better sleep means sharper thinking, less irritability, and a stronger immune response. Hormonal balance and muscle tone. Here's another benefit you might not expect: a modest rise in testosterone. Though levels naturally decline with age, even small hormonal boosts help preserve muscle mass, bone density, and emotional resilience. For example, Mary, a sprightly 72-year-old, noticed that after incorporating regular solo sessions, her balance and strength in yoga class improved. She felt steadier, more confident, and far less achy the next morning. Brain stimulation and cognitive health. Masturbation isn't just a workout for your body, it's a workout for your brain. Neuroscientific studies show that sexual pleasure activates multiple regions simultaneously, areas responsible for memory, emotional regulation, and executive function. Think of it as cross-training for your neurons. The more you engage those pathways, the more flexible and youthful your mind remains. Patients who keep this practice often report sharper recall, quicker problem solving, and a more positive outlook. Psychological and behavioral uplift. Beyond physiology, there's a deeper psychological benefit: self-recognition. When you give yourself permission to experience pleasure, you send a powerful message: my body matters. That affirmation can be revolutionary. I've seen patients like George, 75, emerge from months of isolation with newfound courage to join community events, start new hobbies, and even pursue a long-dormant passion for painting. Self-pleasure often sparks broader self-care, healthier eating, more consistent exercise, and richer social connections. Illustrative example and invitation to reflect. Consider this: when you care for a garden, you water, prune, and nourish it regularly. If you neglect those tasks, plants wither. Our bodies are no different. By integrating simple, respectful self-care into your routine, you nurture every aspect of your health. So, ask yourself, what might change this week if you treated your body as deserving of pleasure and attention? How could that shift your energy, your mood, your interactions? If these insights resonate, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're committed to prioritizing your vitality. And if there's a barrier you're curious about, physical discomfort, emotional resistance, or just not knowing where to start, type 0, and I'll address it in an upcoming video. Next, we'll tackle the most common misconceptions seniors face when reawakening their sensual connection, so you can move forward without shame or doubt. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Stay with me, because empowering your body with pleasure might just be the most important decision you make for your health and your happiness this year. Welcome back. Now that we've uncovered the why behind reconnecting with pleasure, it's time for the how. I call this the restoration method, a step-by-step blueprint designed specifically for the aging body. No grand promises, no push to relive your 20s. Instead, we'll honor the wisdom of your years while reigniting the life force that makes you feel truly alive. Let's dive in. 1. Preparation. Crafting your sanctuary. First, create a space that whispers safety and comfort. Think of it as setting the stage for self-care. Choose a quiet room, dim the lights or light a candle, and slip into clothing that feels soft against your skin, or simply wrap yourself in your favorite blanket. Keep a high-quality, water-based lubricant on hand. It sends a powerful message to your nervous system. I matter, and my comfort is important. Pro tip: a subtle scent, lavender or chamomile, can deepen relaxation. If you love music, have a gentle playlist ready to embrace you in sound. 2. Relaxation. Settling in, letting go. Once your haven is ready, turn your attention inward. Close your eyes and begin with deep abdominal breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose, feel your belly expand, then exhale fully through pursed lips. As you breathe, consciously soften each part of your body. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears, unclench your jaw, ease the muscles in your neck and back. Why this matters? Relaxation isn't a nice to have, it's essential. When your muscles relax, your blood vessels dilate, allowing more oxygen-rich blood flow. That's the foundation for every sensation that follows. 3. Awakening. Curious, judgment-free exploration. Now, with your body relaxed, shift to awakening, a gentle, curious exploration. Using the pad of your fingertips, lightly trace areas you may have overlooked. The inner thighs, the lower belly, the chest. There's no rush and no goal here except awareness. Notice temperature changes, tingles, or subtle shifts in breath. Example: I once guided Martha, an 80-year-old grandmother, through this practice. She told me she'd spent decades ignoring her body, believing it was too old to feel pleasure. Yet, when she touched her skin mindfully, she realized how alive those sensations still were, a revelation that opened the door to full restoration. 4. Focus stimulation. Mindful, pressure-free touch. Once familiar with gentle exploration, introduce focus stimulation. Choose one area that responded most positively, perhaps the lower belly or inner thighs, and devote your full attention there. Move in slow, deliberate strokes. Imagine you're painting a masterpiece on your skin, cherishing each brushstroke. Key principle: no pressure to perform. This isn't about a destination, it's about the journey. Let arousal build naturally, in its own time. If you feel tension creeping in, return to deep breathing until ease returns. 5. Integration. Savoring and self-recognition. You've arrived at one of the most important steps, integration. As you feel sensations peak, whatever that peak looks like for you, pause. Close your eyes, rest a hand on your heart, and acknowledge what you've just experienced. Whisper a simple gratitude. Thank you, body, for this moment of aliveness. Why it works? By naming and honoring these sensations, you reinforce to your brain that self-care and pleasure are worthy. This mental acknowledgement cements the physical benefits: better circulation, improved mood, and stronger neural pathways, turning a single session into a catalyst for lasting change. Putting it all together, here's how a full session might look in practice. 5 minutes to prepare your space, with soft lighting, a cozy blanket, and your favorite scent. 3 to 5 minutes of deep breathing and muscle relaxation, allowing tension to dissolve. 5 minutes of gentle awakening, lightly touching different body areas to tune into responses. 10 to 15 minutes of focus, mindful stimulation, no rushing, no pressure. 2 to 3 minutes of integration, reflecting, and expressing gratitude to yourself. That's it, around a half-hour investment, 2 to 3 times a week, for a profound restoration of vitality. Remember, this method isn't about recapturing youth. It's about honoring the body you have right now. Every session whispers to your system, you are alive, you are worthy, you are deserving of care. Over time, these whispers grow into a chorus of resilience, joy, and renewed strength. Quick reflection. What small change can you make this week to honor yourself? Perhaps setting aside a few minutes before bedtime for this ritual, or sharing with a trusted partner if you feel comfortable. Whatever feels right, start there. If you found this method valuable, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're ready to reclaim your vitality. And if you're curious about common pitfalls, how to stay consistent, how to navigate discomfort, type ZO, and I'll cover those in our next video. You deserve a life filled with energy, connection, and joy. Let's make it happen together. If you found this method valuable, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're ready to reclaim your vitality. And if you're curious about common pitfalls, how to stay consistent, how to navigate discomfort, type ZO, and I'll cover those in our next video. You deserve a life filled with energy, connection, and joy. Let's make it happen together. As we journey together through the restoration method, it's natural to encounter bumps along the road. Today, I want to highlight 4 common pitfalls and show you how to navigate each one so you stay on track toward lasting vitality. 1. Unrealistic expectations. First, beware of comparing today's experience to your past. Many seniors expect the same intensity they felt in their 20s, and when that doesn't happen, disappointment sets in. But here's the truth. Progress now is measured not by reaching a peak but by reconnection, the subtle return of sensation, comfort, and presence. Tip: celebrate small victories. If you notice a gentle warmth spreading through your body, or a deeper sense of relaxation after a session, that is success. Frame each session as an opportunity to rediscover your body's language, rather than a test you must pass. 2. Inconsistency. Second, inconsistency can derail even the best intentions. Treat this practice as an act of self-respect, not a chore on your to-do list. Just as you wouldn't water a plant only once a month and expect it to flourish, your body needs regular attention. Practical strategy. Schedule brief sessions, 10 to 15 minutes, 2 or 3 times per week. Put them on your calendar like any other important appointment. Over time, these consistent check-ins with your body will build momentum, reinforcing both physical and neural pathways of pleasure. 3. Performance pressure. Third, performance pressure is a silent saboteur. If you fixate on reaching a certain outcome, tension creeps in and muscles tighten, the very opposite of what we need. Pleasure thrives in a relaxed, curious mindset. Mindset shift. Let go of goals and embrace presence. Notice each breath, each flutter of sensation without asking, am I doing this right? By focusing on the process instead of the finish line, you transform pressure into playful exploration. 4. Shame and guilt. Finally, shame can lurk in the background, whispering, this isn't appropriate, or I shouldn't need this. These old messages may have served you in youth, but now they only hold you back. Self-compassion exercise. When guilt arises, pause and place a hand over your heart. Silently repeat, I deserve care. I deserve pleasure. Acknowledge the discomfort without judgment, then return your focus to the sensations. Over time, this practice dissolves shame and builds a foundation of self-acceptance. I've witnessed men and women in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s reignite a spark they thought was lost forever. Martha, at 78, regained her confidence to dance again. Robert, at 72, says he feels more alert and engaged than he has in decades. These aren't anecdotes, they're living proof that pleasure evolves with age, it never truly disappears. As we conclude this chapter, remember, aging isn't a fading out, it's an evolution. Your body is still capable of remarkable experiences if you grant yourself permission to explore. Choose today to reconnect with your innate vitality. It begins with one simple decision, to honor life's fullness every step of the way. If you're ready to continue this journey, Hit subscribe now and tap the bell icon so you never miss our next deep dive. In the upcoming video, we'll tackle the 5 most common misconceptions about pleasure and aging, and equip you with the knowledge to move forward confidently.